A software professional, a kuchipudi dancer, an ardent reader, and a solo traveler. And today, she is a debutante author. Shilpa Bhat has penned down her life experiences into this beautiful book. Extracts from the life, 12 short stories. Let's now welcome our guest of the day, Shilpa Bhat. Hi Shilpa,
Hi Shweta,
how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Doing very well. Thank you for joining us today for In Conversation with Tulu Kannika.
Thank you for having me here.
First of all, Shilpa, please give us a little introduction of yourself for our audience.
I'm Shilpa from Bengaluru. I'm a software engineer by profession, having 15 years of experience in the field. I am a technical trainer and a kuchipudi dancer. I have recently authored a book called Extracts from the Life, which is a collection of 12 short stories. Now, the book deals with people and their lives, interesting people, interesting lives, and their stories. So that's about me in a nutshell.
That's great. Congratulations on authoring the book. Tell us a little about your book and what inspired you to write this book.
So the book is titled as Extracts from the Life, and it is a collection of 12 short stories, as I mentioned earlier. It is available on Kindle and Kindle Unlimited on Amazon. Now, this revolves around people and their lives. Every human life is attached with a story, has a story attached to it. And these stories are inspirational, these stories are motivational, some of them are sad stories, some show the hypocrisy of the society, and some are pure humor. So this book is a compilation of such stories. And what inspired me to write this book? They are the wonderful people whom I've met in the course of my life. They have inspired me to come up with this book.
That's absolutely amazing. I found this line. Um, don't be surprised if you find a bit of yourself here, right? So, do you think every reader would be able to find a bit of themselves in these 12 short stories?
Yes, so I'm sure the readers will connect with the stories. The book has stories regarding our school and college life. So there is a story which talks about a small girl's struggle with the mathematics and how her parents react when she fails that exam. There is a story on the college time love triangle. There is a story on a boy a young boy who goes to attend a wedding and and ends up in a funny situation. There is also a story on domestic violence. So I'm sure people who will read them will definitely relate to them and they will definitely find a bit of themselves there. That's why that tagline.
I had this opportunity to read one of the stories, and there was a line: strength of a woman lies in her grit to excel. I want to know what is your interpretation of this message or line, and what do you want to tell or give a message to the women out there?
So let me just talk about a small incident that happened with me and why I came up with this story. So there was this middle-aged woman whom I had met a few years back. She was a single parent of two children, one boy and a girl. She was not from she was actually from an economically poor background. She was working as a house help in someone's house and also as a housekeeping staff in a MNC. So she would get up early in the morning, cook food for her children, send them to school. Then she goes to her first job, and then comes back, cooks again, sends the children to tuitions. Then again, she goes for her second job. And then night again, she comes back, has a meal with her children, and gets ready for the next day's battle. All this without a complaint, and all this only for the sake of her children, that they get better education, that they stand up in life and live a life of dignity. So this was definitely an example of a woman's grit and woman's courage. Likewise, if you see in today's uh, situation, women have to deal or juggle with multiple roles. be it inside the house or outside the house, they do have a lot of pressure. I'm not saying that men do not have to go through this. Of course, they do have their hardships, but women have to deal additionally with something called as societal pressure. They have unfold or multifold expectations attached to this. And this societal pressure adds up to the burden, right? So if likewise the women who these days they're everywhere, they are in high pressure job, they work at home, and they make sure that along with this societal pressure, they make sure that things are all set or done very well, or are set in a proper way. Now, when I talk about societal pressure, in case you have a child and the child doesn't behave well, the mother is blamed, saying that the mother hasn't brought up the child well. In case if you have a girl child and she doesn't know how to cook, again, the fingers are pointed towards the mother. So despite all these pressures and expectation, women still keep going, make sure that the family gets nutritious food, makes sure that the house is well kept, it's clean. So this is I feel this is sheer grit and determination that keeps them going, though in the long run they do get burnt down sometimes, but then still they keep going. And if you go back in the history, we have several women who will complement the statement. For example, you look at our own Rani Abbaka of Ullal. You look at Queen of Jhansi. You look at Razia Sultana, or you look at Obakke Obawa. They are all examples of grit and determination and courage, and they have done wonders, right? So this is what that statement meant, and the story, or rather the story had wanted to bring out this particular message from that story and this particular statement. Now, I would like to take a few more minutes to talk about something which I just now spoke, that is societal pressure. Somewhere I feel it is we women who are responsible for that. Somewhere we are responsible for creating that societal pressure. I would like to again talk about another incident which I witnessed a few years back. I was in this bus and there were a couple of ladies sitting next to me. After a few stops, there's another lady who gets into the bus. She's well dressed, nice sari, bright saris and makeup and all jewelry, jeweled up. And her blouse was a little deeper. Now, as soon as she gets into the bus, the lady sitting next to me starts murmuring. I could hear that. And after a few stops, the lady in the front, she gets down. Probably she was going for a wedding or a function, I'm sure. So after she gets down, these women start talking loudly. They say that, what is the use of dressing up so much, making makeup and all that, wearing deep neck blouse. At the end of the day, all you have to do is sit in the kitchen and cook. Now, this is a sheer example of the societal pressure that we are creating for our own women. Now, it's high time that we stop judging a person, stop judging another woman, talk low about or ill and loose about another woman. We definitely should stand up for them, or rather we should stop expecting that women have to walk like this, dress up like this, talk like this, sit like this. Let's not judge them about how they look, how they talk, how they walk. Because somewhere we are responsible for creating a chain of such behavior. So we have our children look up to us. When they see that we are talking such loosely and ill about another woman, they feel it is normal. It is very normal, and they continue to do the same. So we as women should break this chain and should stop such behavior and judging and expecting how another woman should be. So this is something which I wanted to talk about. And yes, I think women should stand up for each other. Women should rather, I would say, support each other and only then the society and the future generations will learn how to how to behave and how to uh, make sure that the world is, or the place is, the society is better for women.
Absolutely agree with each and every word that you have conveyed, Shilpa. As you rightly said, whenever we are in trouble, we talk that this change should have happened, that change should have happened. But we don't realize that day to day, how we behave, that is where the change takes birth from. And that's exactly what we teach our future generation, our children. There were two other in conversation with Tulu Kannika where we had a few entrepreneurs, ladies coming onto the platform.
I saw that here.
And as exactly you mentioned, both the ladies mentioned that it could be on an everyday basis. And the change begins from home. Let's hope that the change happens. Shilpa, thank you so much for coming in to this platform and sharing your views. I admire the maturity that you bring in, not just in terms of conversation. It is pretty much visible when a person is genuinely bringing in their opinions in a most respectful manner. It was a pleasure to have you. I wish you the best. I really request all the audience to buy her book, Extracts from the Life 12 Short Stories. It's definitely worth a read and support her. So, good luck. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Shweta. Thank you so much for having me here and giving me this platform to talk. It was wonderful interacting with you. I'm really happy to be here, and you're doing a great job. Thank you once again, and all the best for your future endeavors.
Thank you so much.